hockey players, obviously. A good practice to loosen up your hips, hip flexors, hamstrings. We'll do some warm-up exercises for our ankles, wrists, and we'll also work on neck strength, because if you have a nice strong neck, it reduces your risk of concussion because your neck is strong, your head's not going to bounce around as much, right? Because you've built up those muscles in your neck. So let's get started. Stand up, kiddo. And again, it's if you want to have your video on or off. I'll let Liz in. There she goes. Oh my God. All right, let's get started. Let's start with just some ankle rotations. Rotating our ankles one way, standing up nice and tall, and then the other way. So what Coulson and I like to do, other side, is to, it's about 30-45 minutes. The first half is a warm-up that you could do before, other way, your practice or game. And the last half is deeper stretches once you're already warm. All right, big breath up, inhale, touch those thumbs together. Exhale, start by just going halfway down into our airplane. Inhale up, exhale, so you're going halfway down and making sure that you bend your knees a little bit, especially if you have tight hamstrings. Those are the backs of your legs. Breathe in as you go up, breathe out as you go down. Keep in mind that there's no competition in yoga. You can go at your own pace. There's no right or wrong. Just you and your breath. Turn that into a full forward fold. So we dive forward. Let the head hang. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, make sure you bend your knees a little bit, son. And let your head hang at the bottom, right? Let it hang. There you go. Big breath up. Dive. Couple more. Last one. Hold it all the way up. Grab a hold of your right hand. Take your right foot or whichever foot you want to behind and tip over to one side, stretching on our IT band. Breathe. Maybe we're really working on balance today too, ankles. And release. Other side, you want to press into the heel that's behind you. Reach with that same side hand and tip over to stretch your IT band. Breathe. And then bring it back. Just take your left foot back or your right, whichever one you want to. And we'll turn our toes out towards the long edge of our mat to warm up our glutes and our hamstrings and our hips. So you want to bend, put your arms out in front of you, shift to one side and the arm goes out. So this is like a skating warm up. I'll go to the front. So you've got space between your feet, bud. And you're shifting your weight side to side. This is a good exercise for goalies. We've got a couple goalies that are going to get a recording of this after. Don't worry, it's just recording me and Coulson. So you're sliding those hips and breathing. The most important thing, right? Add the breath to your stride when you're skating. Don't hold your breath. Make sure to calm down and take a breath. Last couple. You breathe, right, Coulson? Yeah, he's breathing. Couple more. Then we'll turn those toes a little bit more out. Inhale up, exhale, bend the knees, sweep down. Inhale up, exhale, hinge. Make sure you're keeping your core nice and strong and you're pressing into both of your feet. So we'll meet our bodies today with a little compassion, right? No judgment here. Last one. Time to step it up to the tops of your mats and begin to flow through your chair pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. That's our flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair. Back up and forward fold. One more time. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, chair. Back up and fold. What a fun thing to do as a family. Hey, buddy. Bend our knees. Let's take our left foot back or your right. Actually, I'll just call it what they are today so I don't confuse you. Your right foot back. Drop that right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Now, if you need to, Coulson, grab your blocks because we're gonna flow. We're gonna reach our hips back, turn our toe up. Inhale into the hip flexor, exhale, slide it back. So on an angle, this hip flexor is going down towards the floor. Make sure your ankle isn't underneath, and then slide it back. If you don't need the blocks, your hands are on the floor, and you're reaching forward and back. Warming up that hip flexor. And then we'll simply switch sides. So the other foot will come forward. We'll slide the hips back, turn the toe up, maybe lean forward a little bit, then shift forward. Make sure this hip flexor shifts towards the floor. Slide it back. Oh, that feels wonderful. A few more. Last one there. So good. All right, take it back to downward dog or child's pose. Which one do you want to do, bud? He doesn't care. I think he wants to do downward dog then. Up you go. So Coulson's gonna go downward dog. I'm gonna go into child's pose. So you wanna press into both of your hands in downward dog. It's okay to have a bend in your knees. And our flow is downward dog to up dog. So we come right into up dog, turn the tops of the feet onto the mat, open up. Downward dog. I'll do it from the side so you can see what my feet are doing. Downward dog, the heels are towards the floor. And then upward dog, heels are towards the ceiling. So we turn those feet, so we're warming up our heels and warming up our core and our hip flexor. Sorry guys, sometimes my internet's not so great. So keep flowing through your downward dog and your up dog. Last one, meet it in downward facing dog. Wonderful. All the way to Cobra. So come to your belly. This is where we start warming up our necks. We want to use our back to lift up, look over one shoulder. Hey buddy. Look over to the other shoulder and bring it back down. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, look over. Inhale, center. Make sure you're breathing close. Back and down. One more time. You don't have to go up too high. Lift up. Over to one side. Then the other. Place it down. Press into the hands. Lift all the way up and slide it back to downward facing dog. Let's bring that right foot up between the hands. Rise up into a full lunge. We can reach up or down. Now we'll open up. If your right knee is forward, your left hand will go forward and your right arm will go back. So if your right knee is forward, right hand's back. Sink into your lunge, stretch out your hips. And then we'll come back to center. And we'll open the other way, but make sure that knee doesn't follow you in. Right hand, right knee, left hand. Bring it back. Forward fold, take a breath out, step it back, keep that back heel high. We rise up into our lunge and then our twist. So if your left knee is forward, right hand forward. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Back up, and we'll frame that front foot and push all the way to forward fold. Big breath up, inhale, and now we'll flow. Forward fold, and then all the way up to extended mountain, lift the heels. Fold, lift the heels. We want to warm up our ankles. You guys have really strong ankles, I'm sure. Last one. Good. Now let's get into the work. So we're nice and warm. And we will take our left foot back into warrior one. So let's move through some warriors. Left foot goes back. Left heel goes down. We bend our right knee and shift your hips towards. So you're going to feel a stretch here in your hip flexor. Press into both of your feet. And then let's open up our chest to work on our posture. So we want to bring our elbows up towards shoulder height. Good job. Sink into it as much as you can and still press into our feet. And then check in. See if you can close your eyes and take 3 breaths. First you can. We'll bring our hands back behind us, clasp them together, chest expansion, and then dive it forward into a humble warrior. Bending our front knee. Let our head hang if you want to. Good job, buddy. We'll lift up back to our warrior 1 and go into warrior 2. So now we shift it open. I'll just go in an angle. So still your right knee is bent. Breathe. So good. So don't stay in warrior 2 too long. We don't do a whole lot of warrior 2 in our hockey ones. Let's lift the back heel now into a lunge. So you're bending your front leg. Beautifully done. We'll drop that knee down onto the mat. Take your time. And then shift into a crescent lunge, stretching out our hip flexor. You want to shift down and make that little crescent moon. If it's too intense, bring your hands to your heart or just sit into your hip flexor. Alrighty, let's press it back up and switch sides. So we'll take the other foot back, do our warrior 1 first. Our back heel goes down, we rise up. We find our warrior 1 on this side. You could probably teach the class by now. Next week? Come on. You do it on skates. Up we go. Cactus arms, spread your fingers. If your wrists aren't feeling really great, maybe you've been practicing your shot a lot, tuck your thumbs in and give yourself some wrist rotations. That's really nice. You flex your muscles, see if they're bigger than mom's. Yeah. All right, warrior with a humbleness. Let's open it up across our chest and then sink down. Press into both of your feet. Make sure that full foot's trying to press into the mat. Okay, Coulson? There we go. So you don't want to just be on the inside of your foot, everybody. Make sure that foot is fully connected. And let's rise up. One little quick breath or 2 on warrior 2. So your left leg's forward, your left hand is forward, and we're reaching our hands in opposite directions. Think of reaching and stretching. Right, reaching for the puck with your stick. But maybe someone's got you by your other hand. And let's move into our lunge. So we lift the back heel, bring it high. Now I like to go nice and slow down into our crescent lunge. So try to drop it down. Need a lot of strength in your hip flexor to get down there. Then we lift up. And if you want to, sink into your hip flexor and then hinge it back. Feel that nice stretch. And as long as you can breathe, you're doing yoga. Be nice to yourself. All right, let's frame that front foot and push it right back to downward facing dog. Wonderful. Step or jump our feet right up between the hands to come into chair. So we come into our chair, sit our hips back. If you need a little bit of balance, then don't go down so far. Keep it up, shift it back like you're sitting on a bench. Great, now we're gonna have a little bit of twisty fun. We will bring our right elbow across to our left knee, find our twisted chair, and then step your right leg back into a twisted lunge. So you need some core strength here. I know my friends watching have a lot of leg strength. Get some core stability, and a little bit of mobility in our legs. Step it back to chair without straightening. Now you can straighten, reach up. Come into your little twisty again, other side. And if you've twisted across to that knee, the opposite leg goes back. If you want to make it more intense, if you're up for the challenge, Your bottom hand goes down and your other hand comes up. But sink into the legs, feel your glutes stretch. Great job, Coles. I don't think you could do this last time. Left to look back. And forward fold. Push it to forward fold. Let it hang, let it dangle. And we'll walk our hands over to one side. And then over to the other. Back to the center. And then sweep it all the way up. Inhale. Good. Lift our right knee up. And a little flow. So this is flamingo. We've got our hands up. So you've got your knee here. Try to lift it a fraction higher. Really engage your hip flexor. Try to get that knee right to your chest. Point your toe down. Good job, buddy. And now without touching this foot down, we're going to go right into warrior three, reaching back. Amazing. Bring it back. This time, grab your ankle. Bring it into dancer. Really fun flow. So flamingo. It's okay if you can't do it. Just put your foot down and then put it back. Up and back. Let's do the other side. Good job. Okay, lift up the other knee. Feel your hip flexor. You get it high enough. Now try a little bit higher. If you want to, hold on to it. All right. You can keep holding on to it to bring it back into your warrior three. Just kick it back. Use that core. Feel your belly come in to hug your spine and keep you strong. Breathe, breathe, breathe.
Hands don't go there.
Your hands don't have to go there. Keep your hands at your heart. Lift it up. Now we'll try our dancer pose. So you can stay here or grab your ankle. Bring it into a quad stretch. Keep your knee under your hip, okay? There you go. And then hinge your hip into our hip flexor stretch, or you can also call this dancer. Good job, bud. Yeah, try to keep that knee in line with your hip. Yes. Bring it back up. Give me a little airplane, so we just go about halfway down. And there's a bend in your knees. If your hamstrings are really tight, have a big bend. Palms face the floor. And we're reaching our head forward. Trying to create a nice flat back. Yes. Bring it up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Got a couple more. Are there any other standing poses you want to do today? No, you want to hit the mat? Okay. Let's come down onto the floor. Oh my gosh, we didn't even do cat and cow. What are we thinking? Hands come in front of us. Now I do a special cat and cow for hockey players. So you take your right or left foot out onto the floor and you move through your cat and cow like that so that you're focusing more on where your leg meets. There we go. Go through that cat and cow. Yes. On one side. And then the other. Switch to the other foot. So with these Zoom classes, I like to remind myself throughout that I need to, maybe you do too, we just need to let go of what we can't control. I cannot control the internet, right, Coulson? I know it drives him crazy too sometimes with his homework, his online games. Last one. All right, keep that foot out and come up. Now turn the toe up. You might need a block because we're going to go down like so and reach. But if you can bring your hand to the mat, fantastic. If you can't, no big deal. There's no yoga perfect. Good job, Cole. So you don't have to do this arm. Just tuck it back behind you if you want. Just let gravity do the work. You have to start somewhere. Use your core to lift back up. Bring the other hand down and now lift this leg. Good job. Now with that leg lifted, try to reach back for a hamstring or a hip or a quad stretch. Oh no, you got a cramp. Eat some more tomatoes, drink more water, something like that. Good job. And let's do the other side. So we'll come to a kneeling position, take one foot out, reach our hand either, let's turn those toes up, reach our hand towards the floor or a block, and reach this other hand up. So we've got a nice stretch here. Yeah, you're doing it right. Yeah, use your block. Good job. If it's too intense, just pop that arm back, right? Do what you can today. Bring it up. And then other side, you can use your block if you want. You lift it here and hold or reach back for your quad stretch. I'm infringing on your mat area. Good job. No cramp on this side? Awesome. All right, guys, let's stretch those feet, Achilles. Bring your right toes and line them up with your left knee. So when you look down, those toes are kind of lined up. You're working towards getting your heel onto the mat because we want to use our body weight now to push on this leg and stretch our Achilles out, stretch our calf out. Use that. How does that feel, bud? Tight? Good. You're cringing. All right, before we do the other side, we'll come up to all fours and sweep that foot back. This is a core strengthener. So your right foot's back, now left hand forward. If that feels okay and you want to try something more today, you come into a full plank. Lift one arm and the leg. I always find myself holding my breath in that one. Good job, Coulson. That's a tough one. You need to play around with it. If it doesn't feel good, just drop down to a knee. And then other side. So this, good job. So then the other foot's gonna come up. Line it up. Let's stretch our Achilles and our calf out. And guys, if your heel doesn't come down to the mat, just roll up a mat or stick a sock or something underneath your heel. Line it up, use your weight on your quad, and you'll feel that stretch down the back of your leg. Maybe spread your toes out a little bit if you want to, get a little bit of release for them. And we'll shift our hands forward, lift that leg, take it back, and either choose to do our spinal balance or that full plank. Come up. Make sure you do the other side. And breathe. Really intense one. Good job, Coulson. All right, let's stretch our forearms out. So we'll turn our fingertips towards our knees and shift our hips back and forth, forward and back. Stretching out our forearms. It's okay if you can barely move. You got tight forearms. You're growing, building muscle. Just gotta keep it mobile. Less injury. All right, bring those fingertips back to the front. Sit back onto our heels, and we'll sit right back into hero pose. So for tight hips, like my hockey player friends, take a block or something underneath your hips so that you can lean back. And I want you to point your fingertips towards your toes. Good job, Coulson. I got plenty of these if you need more. Another one? All right. Yeah. Use whatever you can. You might have a pillow at home you're using. So we're trying to sit back, stretch our hip flexors, and open up our chests. Some folks will be able to come right down to their forearms. If you can at home, fantastic. How's that feel? All right, bring it forward. We'll take ourselves onto our backside and turn it into tabletop. So we lift it up now. Still stretching our hip flexors. And this might be pretty intense for you guys that have tight hip flexors, right? Because you're always using that explosive speed. So try to shift it up, open the chest up towards the sky, press into both of our feet, breathe. Make sure you breathe. Yeah, you've got some tight shoulders. Try it again, up for 3 breaths. Make sure you're breathing, and then bring the hips down to the floor. Let's give our rest a little break. Tuck your thumbs in. One way, and then the other. What a nice way to spend a Sunday with you. All right, take it out, wide leg, forward folds. We'll turn our toes up. If this is too intense for you guys, then keep bending your knees. Try to find some space there, and we'll bring it forward into a wide leg forward fold stretch. You can put a block underneath your forehead. So instead of thinking you want to lengthen up first. So find some length and don't just hinge at the shoulders. Just reach your chin forward. Make sure to breathe. If it's too much, bend and reach it forward. There you go. There we go. Just want a little bit of a stretch, and it'll get longer over time. All right, bring those knees into forward fold. And we'll take our right hand to our left foot, maybe, and then the opposite hand will go back. Now, if that doesn't feel nice, this leg is bent and you're just holding onto it like a twist. So we're either reaching or twisting. Let's do the other side. Maybe you want to do the leg or try your revolved heron. We reach foot, hand goes back. And make sure to listen to your body, right? If you have any injuries or limitations today, make sure to honor those parts. Don't push through it. You don't want those injuries to last longer. Bring it around to the front. Wonderful. Let's take it back onto our backs. Roll right back onto our backs and bring our knees into chest, and we'll take a little rock side to side. So a little bit of core work for you. I'm just going to change the angle so you can see that down a bit. So good. Okay, so we're rocking out our lower back. So try to rock back and forth. We're rocking it out. Wonderful. So the soles of the feet, now we're going to go down towards the floor and then open up the knees. So we're going to do a crunch butterfly. So the soles of the feet are touching. We're stretching out our inner thighs, letting the legs fall out to the side. And we'll lift our shoulder blades. So this is also going to stretch our neck or strengthen our neck. So I'm going to lift your head up off the floor. You're looking maybe towards your feet. We'll just look to one side, look to the other side, come back to center, bring it down, bring it up. Now, if you can stay up here and just strengthen out your neck. If you want to take a little break here and there, then take that little break. Be nice to your neck. You feel like getting stronger already. Last one, or last, maybe you're still holding it up there. Good for you if you are. Bring it down, let the head relax now. Bring the feet in, separate the feet and lift up into a bridge pose. Really nice for your hip flexors again. We've got either a reach for our heels, if you can. You don't have to. You can reach toward those heels or just turn your palms up. Breathe. The hip flexors are strengthened, stretched. The whole back of your body is getting stronger. Now, Let's bring our elbows up to line up with our shoulders. So now we're in our cactus arms. Opening up our chest. This is good for your posture. If it doesn't feel good, pull back. And then we'll bring it all the way down. And the feet will go up into our legs up a wall. Or waterfall. So waterfall is 1 or 2 blocks underneath your lower back. This is really good if you spend your whole day on your feet or skating. You tuck it under and lift it up like so. So that gives your legs and ankles a opportunity to relax. Now, if you're like Coulson and your hamstrings are feeling a little tight, you don't have to keep your legs straight. You can bend your knees. Or you could actually go up the wall if you wanted to. Like that, or even in a nice wide leg up the wall. Short and sweet little practice for hockey players to keep your guys' attention for half an hour, 40 minutes. Hanging out here, finding our breath. So let there be no weight in the back of our head. It's all in our shoulder blades and our back. And then we'll bend our knees. If you want to stay here a little bit longer, if this is just starting to feel good for you, hang out here a little bit longer or make your way into your Shavasana. That's just a relaxation, a time to relax. So you can hang out your legs up a wall or make your way down into Shavasana. Oh. Once you do find yourself there, if you're taking care of your back, like if you have some back issues today, bend your knees, walk your feet out to the edges, and then let those knees drop back towards each other. Breathe. Amazing. I hope that you can stay in your Shavasana as long as possible today. I know for some people it's hard to let go of that need to be busy, but it's okay. Start with just 3 or 5 breaths. It's okay to be unbusy, really, honestly. I hope that you guys enjoyed your hockey practice today and your yoga. Namaste from Coulson and I. Do you love a little namaste, my dear? You're so cute. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, cool. A comment. Bye.